Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a significant achievement in artificial intelligence from Google DeepMind.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something from Google DeepMind that is, well, it's pretty mind-bending. It's an AI model called Genie, and it's not just about creating games. It might just change how we think about AI interacting with our world. So picture this. You doodle a quick, simple drawing on a napkin. You snap a photo of it, and just seconds later, you're actually playing inside that world, controlling the character you just drew. I know, it sounds like science fiction, but it's not. That's the magic we're unpacking today.
And look, it's not just about your drawings. Genie can take almost any kind of visual cue you give it. You could type out a description of a world, you could use a photo from your phone, you could even take an image made by another AI, and boom, Genie spins up a brand new, totally interactive experience from it.
All right, so how on earth is this even possible? This isn't your standard image or video generator. We're talking about a whole new category of AI, what the creators are calling a generative interactive environment. It doesn't just show you a pretty picture, it lets you jump in and actually play inside it. Okay, so let's get into the really incredible part. The secret to Genies is how it learns. This is where it gets wild. It doesn't need to be taught like you would traditionally program a game character. No, it learns just by watching. It uses this incredibly powerful technique called unsupervised learning. The model was fed over 200,000 hours of raw video from the internet, specifically videos of people playing old-school 2D platformer games. But here is the absolute key. No one ever told the AI what the players were doing. And this right here is the whole game. A traditional AI needs to be spoon-fed. You'd have to give it the video and another file that says, okay, at this exact moment, the player pressed the jump button. Genie gets none of that. It just gets the raw pixels. That's it. So what happens is the AI is forced to figure out the controls for itself. The researchers call these latent actions. Think about it like this. If the AI watches thousands of videos, and in a bunch of them, the little character on screen suddenly moves up, it starts to build a connection. It learns that some hidden action causes that upward movement. It literally invents its own internal idea of jump or move left without ever knowing the words. So what's the actual tech that makes this kind of learning possible? It's not just one thing. Let's pop the hood for a second and take a look at the engine that's making all of this run. Genie is basically a three-part machine. First, you have a video tokenizer. Its job is to take the video and chop it up into small, manageable pieces, kind of like turning a movie into a comic book. Then, that latent action model we just talked about looks at those pieces and figures out the hidden action happening between frames. Finally, a dynamics model acts like a fortune teller. It takes the current picture and the action it just identified, and it predicts what the very next frame is going to look like. Now, if you've ever worked with AI, you know that video is a killer. The files are massive, just a huge amount of data to process. So how does Genie manage to do all this without completely bogging down? The answer is really, really clever. It uses a special kind of model called a spatiotemporal transformer, or ST transformer. Now, a normal model would try to look at every single pixel and how it relates to every other pixel across every single frame all at the same time. It's a computational nightmare. Imagine trying to read an entire book by looking at all the words at once. It's impossible. The ST transformer works more like our own eyes do. First, it just looks at one frame, one snapshot in time, and identifies the important objects. That's the space part. Then, it looks at how those objects move from one frame to the next. That's the time part. By separating the problem into what's there and then how does it move, it becomes incredibly more efficient. And that efficiency is the secret sauce that lets it generate worlds that are consistent and actually playable. So when you put all of this together, this new way of learning by just watching, plus this super efficient architecture, you don't just get a better AI. You get a whole new kind of AI. This chart shows you exactly why this is such a big deal. You have other world models, but they need that labeled action data. They need to be told what to do. You have video models, but you can only control them with a text prompt for the whole video. Genie is the breakthrough. It gives you precise, frame-by-frame control, and it learns from nothing but unlabeled video. And just so we're clear, this isn't some little side project. Genie is a massive foundation model. We're talking 11 billion parameters. In the world of AI, you can think of parameters as being like the neurons in a brain. It's a rough measure of the model's power and complexity, and 11 billion is a huge number. And to get a model that big to learn anything useful, You need a mountain of data. After filtering everything down, Genie was trained on a curated dataset of 30,000 hours of 2D platformer videos. It has effectively watched more video games than any human ever could, becoming an absolute master of that entire genre's logic and style. As amazing as it is to make your own games from a drawing, this technology points to a future that is so much bigger than just gaming. This is really about how we're going to teach AI to understand and act in the real world. We've all watched generative AI just explode over the last few years, right? First, the big breakthrough was AI mastering language and text. Then came the wow moment with AI generating incredible images. Well, Genie represents that next giant leap. AI that doesn't just create static things, but generates entire interactive experiences. So what does this unlock? The possibilities are, well, they're kind of staggering. Think about training a robot. Instead of coding every single movement, what if you could just show it a YouTube video of a person building something? An AI built on these same principles could watch that video, figure out the latent actions, and learn how to do the task itself. This could be how we train generalist AIs for almost anything. And that's the real takeaway here. The true power of Genie is that it opens the door to training AI from the billions of hours of unlabeled video that already exist online. It's a way for AI to learn about cause and effect just by observing, which, when you think about it, is a lot closer to how we humans learn too. So this leaves us with a final, really fascinating question to think about. For the first time, we have a technology that can take literally any visual idea, a sketch, a photo, a dream, and turn it into a reality you can control. The technical barriers are starting to crumble. So now, the main limitation might just be our own imagination.
Don't forget, like and share to spread AI knowledge.